What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today? I hope you're excited because it is that time of year again. We're back with this series where we're going to be going over my top 5 favorite Young Guns heading into next season for the 2023-24 Young Gun class. These are Young Guns I think they're going to go up in value heading into next season or during next season. Don't forget, this is just my list. It's not the right list. There's lots of guys I left out here on today's list. Let me know your list down in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's completely free. Change your mind at any time. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, and please remember this is not financial advice. Please invest in sport cards at your own risk. All graphs will be courtesy of Sport Card Investor for PSA 10 Young Guns. All right, starting us off here at number 5 is going to be someone who actually was just named to be on the cover of the new NHL video game, NHL 25. It's going to be Luke Hughes of the New Jersey Devils. He is on the cover of the game along with his brothers Quinn and Jack, of course. And obviously Quinn and Jack are superstars in their own right, and it looks like Luke Hughes is heading towards that superstardom as well. I think he's definitely got the potential, of course, playing along with his brother in New Jersey there. He's going to be the top power play guy for this Devils team next season, as he basically already was with Dougie Hamilton out last year. With Dougie Hamilton returning, that might mean a little less ice time for Luke Hughes, but I think New Jersey realizes they have a franchise defenseman in Luke Hughes, and they're going to give him the playing time he deserved. Luke Hughes, as a defenseman, was able to register 47 points in 82 games in his rookie season, and that is very impressive stuff. Now, obviously, sophomore slumps are a thing that happen. They happen quite frequently, so it is possible he has into a sophomore slump as well as some other guys on this list. That is possible they have a sophomore slump. But I think Luke Hughes is destined to be a star in this league like his brothers are, and I'm very high on him. I typically don't include defensemen on these lists in the past. I've said that in the past multiple times. I try to avoid defensemen unless I think they're a generational talent. Luke Hughes definitely has that potential, with his brother Quinn pretty much being one of the best defensemen in the league. New Jersey's a decent market as well, so I like Luke Hughes. Maybe generational talent wasn't the proper term that I was looking for with Luke Hughes. I don't know if he'll be a generational talent, but I think he's got superstar caliber, and he's got, like, everyone knows who the Hughes brothers are in hockey. They're big names, so I think Luke Hughes' value can go up because of that. These are the projected D pairings on Daily Faceoff. Of course, these are just projections, can change. Training camp hasn't officially opened yet. Currently, I've projected Siegenthaler to play with Dougie Hamilton on the top pairing, and Luke Hughes to play with Brett Pesce on that second pairing, as well as Luke Hughes to play the top power play. And I think Brett Pesce would be an excellent D partner for Luke Hughes. I think that would really help his offensive capabilities. Keep in mind, these are in US dollars. Take a look at his graph here. His PSA 10 Young Guns, his base Young Guns currently sells for around $129 US. That's at least what the most recent one sold for, courtesy of Sport Card Investor. And yeah, I think Luke Hughes has upside to grow next season, and I'm excited to watch him. Up next, number 4 is going to be a player who I think has superstar potential, but might not happen next season. It's going to be Leo Carlson of the Anaheim Ducks. Leo Carlson projects to be the Anaheim Ducks' new franchise centerman. Of course, they got Mason McTavish. Of course, they got Trevor Zegras. The Zegras thing, it's a little interesting to see what's going to happen with Zegras next season. I still think he's capable of being a very good player in the NHL. We'll have to see what happens, though. And with Leo Carlson, that weak market does hurt his cards a bit, but you can't deny the talent. If Anaheim was able to somehow surprise everyone and make the playoffs this year, I think a big reason would be Leo Carlson. Of course, Leo Carlson did get injured last year, but he still had a strong rookie season on a struggling Ducks team with 29 points in 55 games. And like I said, I think the Ducks have to turn it around for Leo Carlson to gain substantial value, unless he somehow scored like 100 points or something stupid like that. I just don't think he's going to get the spotlight unless the Ducks are in the hunt at least. So it's really dependent on how well the Ducks do next season, and I'm not sure if they're ready to take that next step yet. Take a look at the projected top 6 according to Daily Faceoff. Of course, these are just projections. Lots of things can change. They have Leo Carlson playing on the top line with Alex Killorn and Troy Terry. I'm not sure where Mason McTavish is, but Cutter Gauthier is on the second line with Trevor Zegras and Frank Vatrano. McTavish must be on the third line, or for some reason left out of these projections. But Leo Carlson, I think he's surrounded by young talent, and that will definitely help him. But it's also going to be tough for him because he'll be competing with other cards like McTavish and Zegras. So he'll have to find a way to separate himself from those guys. Now, I think Leo Carlson's young guns are actually pretty reasonably priced. Now, if I thought the Ducks were going to be a playoff team next year, I would be buying Leo Carlson, because he's currently around like $90 US for a PSA 10 Young Guns, which I think is a pretty decent price considering how much potential he does have. I just don't think the Ducks are ready yet, but if they somehow get in, I think this card definitely has lots of room to grow. I'm a big fan of Leo Carlson. All right, coming up next at number 3, I think the top 3 are in a much better situation to gain value next season than the first 2 we've talked about. At number 3 is going to be Matthew Knies of the Toronto Maple Leafs. One of the main reasons I like Matthew Knies heading into the next season is the market, of course. It's one of the best card markets in the league in Toronto. And some departures, some key wingers like Tyler Bertuzzi really opens the door for Matthew Knies to play a lot of time next season with guys like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. If he plays along a top line with those two, I think he could score quite a bit of points, quite a few goals, and could gain some value with just how crazy that Toronto market can be. Take a look at his stats from last year. In his first full rookie year, he scored 35 points in 80 games. See if he can improve on that this year. Should see some more playing time, or let's see if he falls into a sophomore slump. That is a possibility. But according to Daily Faceoff, as you can see, he's projected to play on the top line with Austin Matthews, with Mitch Marner. Of course, the Leafs move their lines around a lot. I'm also not too sure how much time Knies played with either Matthews or Marner last season. I don't remember it being a lot. I remember Domi playing a lot with those two, so that is a possibility with Domi returning. Maybe he stays with them, but we'll have to wait and see. Take a look at this graph. You can see a PSA 10 Young Guns of Matthew Knies currently sells for $110 US. Now, I think Matthew Knies, in order to gain substantial value next year, kind of has to separate himself and turn into a real point producer like Matthews, like Marner. Now, I don't think he's going to get to that level, but he's got to produce more than he did last year to gain substantial value, in my opinion. But if he goes on a hot streak, he could spike for a week or two and then dip back down because the Leafs market is crazy. So look for the spike weeks with Matthew Knies, and maybe that'd be a good time to sell. But yeah, the Leafs market is crazy, so I'm in on Knies. Up next at number 2 is someone that really impressed me last year and is moving to a new city. If you can guess, it's Logan Kolin, of course, the Utah Hockey Club, former Arizona Coyotes. Logan Kolin looked very good in his rookie season, and it looks like he's going to be the franchise centerman for this new Utah Hockey Club. And with some of the moves Utah made in the offseason, I think they have a chance to compete for a playoff spot. And if Utah's in the hunt, especially with that new fan base, they're going to be looking for someone to be their new fan favorite. And I think Logan Kolin has a good resume on becoming a fan favorite in Utah if he can produce like he did last year. Take a look at Cooley's stats. You can see he registered 44 points in 82 games on a not very good Arizona team. And we'll see what Cooley does in this new building, in this new city. I like Cooley's game a lot, and I like what Utah's done in the offseason, and I'm excited to see what this new chapter holds. Take a look at the projected lines. You can see Logan Cooley is currently projected to play on the top line with Lawson Krause and Dylan Guenther. Now, this isn't a Stanley Cup contender team by any chance, but it could be a team that's in the hunt. And if they're in the hunt in for a playoff spot, I think Logan Cooley will be a big part of it, and I think Utah fans are going to love him. Currently, Cooley's Young Guns are selling between $150 US and it looks like $135 US, which I think is probably about right, maybe a little bit expensive for my liking, but I like Cooley's upside long term. Now we arrived into our number 1 spot. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you smash that like button. And we're quickly going to go over some honorable mentions that didn't make this list, but I thought I'd just mention them quickly. Dustin Wolf, Brock Faber, Devin Levi, Zach Benson, Matthew Poitras, Connor Zary, Isaac Rosen, Adam Fantilli, and Matt Savoy all were also in consideration for this list. Didn't make my list. Let me know your guys' list down in the comments below. But without further ado, at number 1, of course, it's going to be Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks. Not much needs to be said about Connor Bedard. Everybody knows who Bedard is. Everybody knows the potential he has, and everybody knows what could happen next season and going forward with his career. Take a look at Connor Bedard's Calder-winning rookie season. He managed to score 61 points in 68 games. If he played the full season, he might have been around a point per game. We'll see if he can get to that mark this season and see if he can improve on his rookie year, or maybe he falls into a sophomore slump. Maybe his cards go down a bit. I expect Bedard's cards to be moving all over the place almost every week, maybe almost every month. I think Bedard is either going to skyrocket or he's going to kind of stay around where he is now, maybe go down a little if he struggles. But yeah, of course, I like Bedard going to next season. Of course, taking a look at the lines, Bedard projected to be the number 1 center, and they've injected some new wingers into the Chicago Blackhawks top 6. Of course, Tyler Bertuzzi and Teuvo Teravainen added in free agency, and Taylor Hall pretty much an addition, even though they got him last season, didn't play a single game. Taylor Hall now in that top 6, so giving Connor Bedard some better players to play with, I think will only improve his production. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. And take a look at his current PSA 10 prices, which is absolutely insane. They're currently around roughly $800 US. Now, one did spike sale for $1,080 US, but I'm guessing they're around $800 US. That sounds about right. And yeah, we'll see if they go up or down next year. I'm excited to see Bedard's second full season in the NHL. And that's going to be our list today. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be having our 22-23 top 5 Young Guns video coming out, which I hope to be next week. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Let me know your top 5 23-24 Young Guns heading in the next season down in the comments below. And thank you all so much for watching today's video. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.